some of the names up here, we've seen these names over and over and over. You know, Tim Gillingham, Jeff Hopkins, now that he's moved into senior pro, has been on a pretty good tear. I think he's won the last couple of tournaments in the other organization. He's been shooting great. Tony Tazza, he's been here forever. He's won everything you can win, you know, in his amateur days up through semi-pro and now into senior pro. And same with Bill McCall. A lot of folks know Bill McCall from his hunting shows, and so it's pretty cool to see all these guys out here.
Well, something also about all these guys is, you know, every one of them shot and competed in the pro men's class at one point in time too. So they've all evolved into seniors with those birthdays, kind of like you, Jack.
Yeah. I'm starting to notice some tinsel. That's what I call it. I'm getting some occasional tinsel here and there.
Yeah. So these guys are wasting no time. When they were given the green light to shoot, Gillingham drew back right away.
I'll tell you, Tim led target 1 with a tall 10. He stayed in the 10.
Tazza is your home state favorite here.
Yeah, we're in PA. Yeah, we're in Franklin, Pennsylvania here for the second leg of the National Championship Triple Crown. And really normally, Tazza's got a lot of hometown guys.
It's really no surprise to see him in the shootoff. It was no surprise anywhere, but it's definitely no surprise here in PA.
I think we called it correct on Tim's. We did. Tim's got a 10 on that first target. And I believe Jeff hitting almost the same kind of place on the alligator. We call it a tweener tall, right between the 11 and the top of the 10 line. I think he's going to walk away with a 10. Yep. Tony's is on the standing grizzly. You folks at home might be able to have a shot of that we don't.
My information says an 8.
Okay.
But we'll see for the final verdict. Yes, it is an 8.
Yeah, so Tony moved back a couple of points. Depends on what Bill McCall just did on the standing doll. He could have made the move into third place. Yeah, and he did. There is a 12.
So a little change up. It's an inside-out 11 for 12 points.
That's an excellent shot on Billy with that white doll, which happens to be the brightest target that we got out here in these dark woods. It is definitely a
full draw.
He does not want to mess around. He wants to get out there, get it on it, and get it gone. He's on the alligator. Bottom of the Tim for Tim Gillingham on the alligator. He's staying in the 10 ring.
My spotter on the bear says 10.
So it looks like Jeff is still hanging 10s. I think Tony Tazza could be having some sort of issue. He had an arrow go pretty wide left for him on this standing doll. I believe it's going to hit 8 wide. Bill McCall just shot another great shot on the bedded stone. It's going to be at least an 11. I can't tell from this angle if his arrow is going to be fully inside out or not, but with the 8 Tony just shot
11.
And that, he did 11 it. Bill has lengthened his lead on third place after that shot.
We got a pretty good representation, too, of some bow manufacturers here. We see a couple of Martins out there, Expedition, Bowtech and a Hoyt.
That's true.
I always like seeing all the different shooters having success. Lots of different bow models out there, lots of good ones. You see all these guys, obviously, through the years. A lot of them have changed numerous times, and the Indians really make it when it comes down to shooting. But at the same time, it does take a good product, and all these manufacturers stand behind this organization and support them to continue to see archery grow. I'm telling you, Tim is fast on the draw. We always know he is, but as soon as he says shoot, he is drawing that bow back.
That one right there, we looked over at the same time. We seen Tim had a little oopsie on that one. That was just a little.
It's been referred to as a gitchy-goo.
Just a little flinch. Yeah, it wasn't quite ready to go.
He calls it a quick refocus.
Quick refocus. Well, there's nothing wrong. He had to quickly refocus so he could get that shot off on the standing grizzly, and he did great. Yeah, he was able to refocus, keep it in the 10 ring on the grizz. Jeff Hopkins has shot what looks like an 11 on the standing doll. It's kicked up a little bit. We'll get a better view in a second. Alligator went low and wide.
It's going to be art.
Yeah, it went low and wide on. I think it's still going to catch 8 ring.
Now, I've shot with Bill McCall my entire pro career, and I have nothing but respect for Bill McCall. But I had no doubts either that he would use the full 2 minutes of his time to shoot.
And it did pay off for him. He had the big 10. It's a long target. Right. It's dark, and I'm thinking he's got at least a 10, maybe an 11, right in the low left corner.
10.
Ah,
that was close.
10.
That was close. 10. Bill is such a good shooter.
He's a good guy.
A long time. Great family. So Art's clipping right along here. He's shot a little bit low on that gator for an 8, and then we got Tim here with a 10.
He continues to hang on to his lead over Jeff. This arrow of Jeff's, I think, is going to catch an 11. I don't think it's in deep enough to go inside out.
Jeff Hopkins has an 11.
That's a good shot out of Jeff. Now, that just moved Jeff now within 2 points of Tim with 2 targets to go.
And Tony Tazza has an 11.
Good shot from Tony.
In the pro classes, they have reduced the speed down, or actually put a speed limit now on what you can shoot for speed here at the IBO, which we're very used to from other organizations.
And I loved it. I thought it leveled the playing field for everybody.
Shooting a little bit slower speed, so that's something that typically in the past Gillingham would have a huge advantage, because he typically would shoot 340 to 350 feet per second. Whereas a lot of other shooters may not be able to shoot that kind of speed
just because of his draw length.
Because their draw length is not as long as him. So it is it has leveled the playing field a whole lot, but it hasn't changed Tim's ability to be out here and win these tournaments either.
No, he's just put in the time. He's put in the efforts. He's spent more time studying the targets and working his yardage, because that is this game. I mean, a lot of people know that there's different games, and I love all the games. I don't care if we're talking pop-up, indoor target, or 3D.
It's all archery.
That's a fact. It's a bow and the arrow. I may not play them all, but if it's a bow and arrow, we love it.
Mm-hmm.
And the IBO is one of the oldest organizations. They are a true 3D organization. They are all unknown yardage. And Jeff did score a 10 on that bedded stone. Now it depends on if Tim caught the 11 on this standing doll or not. They're looking at it pretty hard. He got an 11, so he gained that point back that Jeff had got on him just a bit ago. So there's a 3-point separation going into the final one.
Something that we saw a lot of when the speed rule was in effect, where the IBO would allow you to shoot as much speed as possible. We saw a lot more smaller diameter arrows.
That's true.
And now you see these guys shooting back to their bigger, heavier shafts, which are larger diameters, which could pull the lines a little bit better.
You got a better chance of
the
catching
line.
some lines. Yeah, even target shooters know if you're shooting at a piece of paper. Well, a fatter arrow often has a better chance of catching
That's right.
a piece of paper.
Bill McCall has a 10.
I think that's probably an X cutter that Tim's shooting there, maybe even a 30X. Can't really tell from here. I know it's a gold tip.
Yeah, at his draw and right around this 300 foot per second mark speed limit, he's got the draw length and the poundage that he can still push a pretty big arrow.
Yes.
When you've got an arrow that's got that much power and that much oomph behind it, it's penetrating the target a lot deeper. Some of these targets are very, very soft. Some of them are a little more dense. When you're pounding that arrow deeper into that target, you can absolutely distort scoring rings more. These are just molded in rings. These aren't laser cut. These aren't metal. This is not, painted in. So they can be moved.
Wind picked up a lot on that shot. We feel it over our back right here.
It did. Tim recovered from that one, kept his arrow in the 10 on his final target. Jeff shot an excellent shot when that wind picked up heavy, and I think he's going to snag an 11 out of it and making up another point. But I think it's going to keep him too shy of the win behind Tim. At this point, it looks like Tim is going to walk away with this one. Really curious to see how Tony and Bill shake out in the final arrow for third and fourth.
Bill shot an 11, maybe 10. It's close. That's what my spotter tells me.
Gotcha.
Jeff Hopkins has an 11.
Good shot out of Jeff.
Good shot from Jeff.
Tony has an 8. That's going to drop him back.
Should put him at a 441.
If Bill shoots at least an 8, if my math's right, then he has sealed third place.
Yep.
McCall has an 11.
He has an
And he
11.
shot
He
an
has
11.
done that.
Bill shot extremely good in this
He
shootout.
shot a very good shoot-off round.
Art Brown has an 11.
It's a good final arrow for Art after the first couple, so that's good stuff. If we're seeing it all correct, Nathan.
Yeah, I believe we have Tim Gillingham in first place with a 458. Jeff Hopkins in second with a 456. And our third place finisher will be Bill McCall at 446. And Tony Taza 4th, and Art Brown's in 5th. So